Alright.
Here we go.
I mean, it's fine. I shouldn't have done that. The thing was sleeping. It posed no threat at all. But I did it. I wonder if this is like a level 10 quest. I mean, they should have the quest levels. I really think that quest levels should be pretty much mandatory now. Quest levels, quest indicators, level characters, like, you know, you see what level the enemy is. I really think that should be mandatory. This is where you're hanging? You had this beautiful woman as your wife, and this is where you're hanging?
Don't give me any trouble, okay?
Get up, talk to me.
I don't know who you are or why you're prowling around here, but I'm willing to make a guess. You're one of Harlow's gun hands, ain't you? He sent you after me. Right. You just stumbled into a camp full of armed strangers because you wanted directions.
Yeah, by the way, how do I get to her thing?
Dang you. A favor, huh? Let me guess. He promised you some reward in the brave new world that was to come. Said he'd make you his lieutenant if you crossed me off. Thing is, you and I are at an impasse. Harlow wants me dead, and I've got no intention of dying. How do I know that I can trust you? Yeah, guess that's a fair point. Listen, I don't know what...
Yeah, really, we only need his ring.
Here, but you'd be a fool to trust him. I never betrayed Harlow. Harlow betrayed all of us. The board's got him in their pocket, been paying him off for years. All that palaver about revolutions? It's a lie.
You're a real piece of work, Trask. Not just a turncoat, but a liar, too.
Go piss up a rope, kid. Got nothing to prove to you. That's the whole truth. Harlow's just another board asset. A two-bit mercenary wearing a dissident's clothes. Yeah, I've got proof. There's always a paper trail when the board's involved. I chanced upon some correspondence between Harlow and his employer. I don't know that it makes a difference. What was I to do with that evidence? Bring it in front of the board? There's no authority in Halcyon willing to take Harlow to task. I squandered my chance. If I were a more patient man, I might have confronted Harlow, evidence in hand. But I got in his face, and we came to blows. I hid my papers before Harlow chased me out. Back in the middle of the base, there's an old vent in a utility corridor. I stashed my evidence in that vent. Because he's for sale.
Ah, simple.
The board will buy, and that includes loyalty.
Sounds like a corporation.
Harlow was a charismatic bastard, and he was ruthless. With Harlow in their pocket, the board had an informant, a pirate, a smuggler, and a gang leader all rolled up into one odious excuse for a human being. Sounds like a deal to me. Board-sanctioned piracy. Harlow went after the ships the board wanted destroyed, capturing anybody the board wanted captured.
Well, it does make sense. He's been doing this revolutionary thing.
Harlow liked to do the job.
No revolution.
Gather up the captives on his own ship, vanish for a couple of days. Only that's not what happened. Harlow's been selling his captives off to the board. I don't know where they ended up. Re-education, Tartarus, maybe worse.
Tartarus, what is that? The United States? Ha!
You gonna tell Harlow I'm dead? May as well. I'm never going back to that life again. Here, take the ring. And for what it's worth, my gratitude.
Alright. I want to find that evidence. Let's take a look at the map. Jeez. Where is this? Oh. You had me highlighted, so. Now, I'm not going to kill anybody that just wanted freedom. See, but you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these decisions reflect you as a person. So it's hard for me to... I can't just kill the guy, and I want to get the facts, you know? So if I play it again, I would do pretty much the same thing. The only thing that would change would be probably the way I played the game. But, like, even though... Oh, shorts... Even though I would do the same thing, like I went kind of renegade once with Mass Effect, kinda, but it just made me feel icky because it was like more morality. There's a difference between, you know, with Dragon Age, I typically went... See, I think Dragon Age Inquisition really missed something. One of the things I liked about BioWare's series was they always gave you all sides of the story. And I think that Dragon Age 2 really had something going for it. Now, the combat system, again, relied on you breaking your wrists, just mashing buttons, more or less. But there was some semblance of strategy to it.
I am not in the mood for a deep clean.
Oof.
Oh, all right. Some culprit who shall not be named spilled Rizzo's lemon slap on my console.
Just tell me when he gets you off, Ada. Back to Zilla. So anyway,
Destination?
so I really thought that they were going to go somewhere with the whole Templar mage thing. And they never did. They never went anywhere with it. Inquisition became... What was his name? Caecilius, whatever. It became him, Caiaphas, whatever it was. Him wanting to wipe out everything and make himself into a god. And that's okay because he was funny. But I really thought that we were going to go the route of the Templars and the mages and resolve that. It never really got... I mean, it kind of did, but it never really did. But I loved... There was Vivian, who I was in love with. She was explaining to you exactly why there were mages that enjoyed the life, or why they felt they needed to live the life that they had to live in order for... Where the hell is this thing? In order for them to protect themselves. Wait, hold on. Yeah, but where's his base? Is it here? Stop! So, like, you got that side of the story where she would just basically condescend anyone that was saying that the Templars were evil or they were they were imprisoning people should be like, what are you kidding? You know, we had Templars. We were just there. We need to be put in check because we're dangerous and stuff like that. You know, so that was good. They always have that. You know, again, character development is a part of storytelling, but it's not the only aspect. I can't stand when there's a bad story with good character. What does that matter? What does it matter if the story sucks?
Drunk. Surprise.
I'm drunk with love for you, Ada, and I wish you were real. Where am I going? Am I not going here? So anyway, it's like I can't stand that. The story sucks, but hey, the characters are good. Yeah, what does that mean? That's half the battle. Pooping is half the battle. So that was pretty much like Avengers Endgame. I love the characters. The story was kind of dumb. And people didn't like Age of Ultron because, well, it was predictable. I think what you could have done if you wanted to modernize it a little bit more, I still say, you know what would have made it better is if Ultron came out of nowhere and then it turned out he was created by Hank Pym. Specifically because after what happened with New York and stuff like that, Hank Pym haphazardly attempted to make an artificial intelligence that would take the place of the Avengers because he couldn't do the Ant-Man thing. He knew the threat was coming. Yeah, I mean the threat of Darren Cross and everything. Like, he knew the threat was coming. He wanted something to take the place, and he already thought that he was a genius and didn't have Janet Van Dyne with him. So he wanted something to take the place of the Avengers, thinking that it would take orders from him, and he wouldn't have to worry about Stark stealing anything or whatever. And it turned out to sort of incorporate everything that he didn't trust when it came to the Starks into this machine, this artificial intelligence, which then went out of whack. And this could have been a good way that you could have introduced Hank Pym into the universe itself.
What's the word? So it is. Thus ends Rufus Trask. Once a sensible man, by and by a fool, presently a corpse.
That pretty much covers it.
Discover what it is like, Captain. The relief one feels when a mutiny comes to an end.
And Trask had some things to say about you. And I've got my own misgivings.
That's a damning accusation. Am I right to presume you have some evidence on hand? Those papers don't prove a thing. We've all done business with the board. They own the whole damn colony. Trask put you up to this. That miserable wretch. He's trying to undermine everything I stand for. You've got a lot of nerve calling me a liar to my face. How should I know? What the hell do I care? Trask was a traitor. I didn't ask you to understand his motives. I asked you to cross him off.
Clyde, look me in the eye and tell me it's not true. Tell me, and I'll believe you.
Don't talk to me like I'm some common criminal, Felix. You're the one on trial, not me. I don't know what kind of poison that snake dripped in your ear, but as far as I'm concerned, you've been compromised.
Oh, okay. I can kill all you in my sleep. Wait, your business suits are going to protect you from me? I'll take all your money and ammo.
Libations on me, folks.
You lost a leg. How'd that happen? It's not stealing now. There's nobody here. Now it's just taken. I'll take all that. Well, you got some good stuff, pal. I like fortified bases. If you look me in the eye and tell me you didn't take the church money, that's all I'll need. I didn't take it. Why you look me in the eye and lie like that? Alright, so... let's go here and sell. Yeah, that's good. Oh, wrong button. Garbage. Oh, look, a couple more.
Nice work.
Thank you, my darling. I love you.
Here they come. Mess them up.
I was just getting started.
You're plotting a strategy for yourself out loud. Hey, you know what? All this improved technology, they should improve the artificial intelligence so that when something like that happens, they go, oh no, I'm dead. Look, I'll just give up. You know, something like that. Or if the computer knows that they're grossly outmatched, they'd say, look, we can't go against you, so could you just please leave us alone? Something like that. Not, I'm going to kill every one of you. You're level 2. I'm level 48. I don't think you have a chance. I think if I whoop out my Schnalola, you're just going to just drop dead anyway. So, but listen, extra experience points. No big deal. Fantastic. Love extra experience points. So yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that Ultron should have just kind of came up, that Tony saw the Mind Stone in the scepter, and it made him realize that it was coming up, so he was trying to work against it. And then Ultron used all those machines against him, per se.
Captain, if you're looking for crew members Ellie or Felix, they're sharing a drink upstairs.
That better be all they're sharing. That's my lady. What? Oh, wait. I hunger for plasma. Can I upgrade this? No. I mean, again, there are a lot of restrictions. That's why you just have to have courage in your convictions. But they didn't know if anyone wanted an Ant-Man movie and blah, 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 blah. But I still say that if you introduced, you didn't have to put him, you know, make 2 movies that ended up being successful. If you just introduced him, Hank Pym, and let people sort of react. How do I get up to you guys? Just go this way, I guess. If you if you introduced him and then went from there with Ultron and everything. Hi, my Nyoka baby.
So then I says, fine, I'll pay you back for all of it, with interest.
Nice one.
You must have had them quaking on their heels.
Tell me where I wouldn't put my tongue in penis.
This is definitely not how I imagined it'd end.
This is how I did.
Water's wet, and Clyde hated the board. That's something I just knew. Now? I don't know. I don't know what to think. I've just got a lot on my mind right now. This is a lot to take in. I always looked up to Clyde. The thought that he could be an agent of the board is just abhorrent to me. Yeah, he did. And I'm not sure how I'm gonna get over that. I hope so. I don't see this one passing anytime soon. You've given me a lot to think about. I'm gonna be mulling over this whole mess for a couple of days. Part of me wishes we'd put Trask in the ground. You know, I think that's just my frustration talking.
No thanks.
Thanks for your time, boss.
Alright. So that's that. Now, damn it. Now let's go help my beloved. Oh, God, I want you. The crew's gonna be Nyoka and Ellie. Whoa, that's a lot of experience points. And we're back. Where are we supposed to be?
We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
Alright. So you stay with me, Nyoka, you're out, and I put my beloved Ellie in there. So I have my beloved Nyoka and my beloved Ellie. When we're done with this, we're going to go to Byzantium. That's just the way it's going to be. We haven't done anything for Ellie yet. Or Sam. I wonder if my beloved Ellie would want to speak with me. Did we do anything for... I don't think we did we? Well, we got her, recruited her, we did that. Okay. Right here. All right. I hear you breathing heavy, so I get a little nervous.
Folks were pissing in the alleyways as bad as it stinks.
I really need a new Joy-Con. I think I'm just gonna suck it up and just buy it online.
You seen
I don't want to, but
Nah, last time I saw
I've got all this cash sitting around. They do take cash, but my local area store does not have any stock on anything. It's pretty pathetic. I'll try again. I mean, I need a new control. This is ridiculous. I'm thinking of using again the Pro-Con again, but that left stick keeps getting stuck every time I do anything. Like at least this one. The only problem with these Joy-Cons is that my right trigger button, like when I press it in, that doesn't work at all. But the left trigger just constantly flying off to the left it's too much. But again, the only problem is the Pro-Con that I have, it fell and now it does the same thing, more or less. Where if I move it, it just gets stuck and it just, and I gotta unstick it. But this one, the right stick also has a hard time spinning. So it gets stuck when I press it. If I press in a little bit, and I realize that I press in the R button a little bit or the R stick trigger, whatever. Whenever what the hell? Okay, hold on. not doing that. Nah, we're not gonna be doing that. Should have just landed there. Yeah, this game is short. I've been putting 20 hours into this game. Over 20 hours. I'm playing it for over 2 weeks. Xenoblade Chronicles over 3 weeks.
Well, gotta admit, you're tougher than I expected.
Thanks, my love. You're hotter than I expected. In so many ways. What does my beloved doctor do for her ultimate ability? Here's the terminal. Oh, yeah. Another reason why I stopped using the Procon was because it just conked out. I couldn't get it connected. Now I can get it connected again. Alright. If there is money lying around, I shall have it. I can't tolerate this. Now, how many times I punch it, it keeps doing this. Punch it, twist it, squeeze it. I wonder why it doesn't work. I mean, it is my fault, so I should have to pay for it. Well, no, I'm sorry. The left tilting and all that, that was always, it just wasn't as bad. But it was always a problem. Oh, that's right. God, I love you.
Captain!
I love you. And I love you. Love to see you ladies in dresses and makeup and everything. What they call cleaned up. I love to see it cleaned up. Might get a little dose of Parvati cleaned up, which would be really nice. Can I just please thank you? You're lying to me.
Well, this is the spot.
God, I want you.
I thought I'd be angry. I thought I'd storm in here in a rage and exterminate all these bugs and everything would be all right in the end. But I ain't. I'm mostly just empty. A little sad, maybe.
I cheer you up, my love.
First night Hayes and I spent.
Little pickle tickle.
I knew it was home. It's safe. It's got a nice chill to it. But mostly, it doesn't stink of sulfur.
What do you stink of, my love?
Monarch folks often joke about it. Not because of the smell or the grittiness it leaves in your throat. Not because of the headaches or the coughing. It's because there's no escaping it. It's life here, and there ain't anything you can do about it.
We can do each other.
Here. Somehow the sulfur never made it. The nights we spent in here felt like vacations. So we started building. We hauled in steel. Hired sublight folk to help. That's how we met Anders and Opal. They stuck around after our contract was up. Opal liked camping. Anders liked chasing her tail.
I chased your tail all day.
For a while, scraping together what bits we could to build our home. Then came Rebecca. a sawbones out of the Cascadia survivors who took a kindness to Hayes. And Clara, her little sister. I'll admit I wasn't keen on taking her on at first, but for a teenager, she was surprisingly capable.
My kind of group, mostly women.
She had a head for numbers, helped us trade hides for food and materials, negotiated contracts. Turned out to be mighty useful. Clara, Hayes, Anders, Rebecca, Opal, and me. 6 folks, 1 name, 1 family. Charon. Despite Monarch trying to kill us day in and day out, we managed to belong. Me too, Captain. But I'm starting to think that maybe I found another.
I could be the daddy, you could be the mommy.
I get all sentimental.
We can have little babies. You can't hurt me anymore. Okay, maybe you can hurt them. Get him, baby. Blammo! All right. Wake up, ladies. Okay, we're going to stop here. When I come back, we'll finish this quest, and we're off to Byzantium. I'll see you then.